All right, cool. We are live. Let me just refresh the groups here. Hope everybody is having a good day. Let's see. Let's go here. It is David Thomas, Mr. Jay Woolwine. As always, every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. All right. Looks like everybody's tagged. Cool. Perfect. Thank you, sir. All right. Cool. Well, let's get started then. So, hope everybody's having a good week. As always, Mr. Jay Woolwine and myself, we're here to give you, it's about 10 minutes worth of motivation, inspiration, and education. All right. It's not always related to trading, but actually, it's funny how becoming just a better person and developing yourself, personal development, will impact every area of your life. And so not only can it help you become a better trader, I mean, sometimes we have sessions just on trading alone, but really habits that we're talking about today, the 6 habits to be a better person, are going to help you as well when it comes to trading, but also in your work, in your relationships, and just your overall well-being. All right. So hope you get value out of this. So today, like I said, we're going to talk about 6 habits to help you become a better person. So, think back right now where you were 1 year ago to this day. Have you changed? Do you feel like you've become a better person than you once were? As time passes, you might not realize how far you actually have developed in your walk, in your personal development. Completely, well, not completely, but changing a lot. Some people change completely, but changing a lot from where you were and who you were 1 year ago. So even if these changes seem barely noticeable to you, they brought you the wisdom that has turned you into who you are today. All right.
So along that lines, what we're going to be talking about today is forming habits that will give you a push in that direction, right? In the right direction. And we're going to give you 6 simple habits that will guide you to being a better person, right? So number 1 is being grateful, right? We talk about it all the time. Be grateful for at least one thing every day, right? Have a journal, write it down, even just say it out loud to yourself, but reflect on the day. Name at least one thing that happened that you're grateful for, or one thing that you have that you're grateful for, and try to keep it positive, right? It's never think of it negatively. Like, I'm glad I didn't have that happen to me today, right? It's like I'm glad I didn't go out of focus while we were on a live Zoom.
You're so grateful that you get back into focus.
I'm so grateful that I got out of focus. So just keep it positive, right? Whether it's a good score on a test, or you got to see a friend you haven't seen for a while, or you get to play with your dog. I mean, we talk about it all the time, but just the fact that you could sit here, you have electricity, right? You have a phone or a computer. I mean, you can go get a drink of water, right? There's just so many things that we have that other people don't have, that you're just so lucky. Waking up in the morning, right? There's just so many things to be grateful for. I mean, you could try writing things down on a journal, or just dedicate time in the morning. Like I know David does his devotion in the morning. I meditate, whatever it is, spend some time focusing on something that you can be grateful for. There's been psychological review suggested that just of practicing gratitude.
Oh, Jay, you went in and out a little bit. You said there's a psychological review. You said what?
That David is a psychologically. We're just saying that there's just so many benefits to practicing gratitude, right? That they include, stress relief, better sleep, better social relationships. It just goes on and on and on. It's, the dominoes keep falling in that direction.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's step number 1. Have gratitude, be grateful, right? Number 2 is practice self-care. And what I mean by that is taking care of yourself, right? I mean, whether it's, if you want to get a bubble bath, go for it, right? But whatever de-stresses you, whatever calms you down. And obviously you want to take care of your body. I mean, a lot of people, will say it de-stresses them to go, drink alcohol. That's not what we're saying. We want you to de-stress by taking care of your body, right? We want you to make time for yourself. Self-care, it's more than just pampering yourself. It's about making sure your body has what it needs to perform the way it should at its top optimum level, right? So obviously nutrition, exercise, energy, it all plays a big part in that. So you can practice self-care by exercising, going to the gym, going for a walk along the park, doing something that you enjoy. A lot of people have hobbies, right? That's what they kind of de-stress by doing, tinkering around or whatever it is, whatever your hobbies are, you can indulge in those. Now, it's not something that you want to do 24/7 because then you're not going to be very productive. But after you've given your best shot in your school, in your work, take a little time, take care of yourself, make sure you're eating right, make sure you're drinking water, make sure you're, exercising and doing the things that you enjoy to do. It can't be all work and no play, right? You absolutely deserve self-care.
David always tells me he loves that bubble bath with the candlelight and his lavender oil.
I told you that in confidence.
I know somebody said, go to the lake. It's
Right.
funny that you say that, John, that literally like almost every single day I go to the lake. I live close to the lake, but like that's my place. I leave the house and sometimes I'll message David from the lake, I'm like, hey, I'm at the lake or whatever. But you just have to take some time. That's where I go to do my gratitude. It's hard to not be grateful when you're sitting in that environment. So anyway, David mentioned, nutrients as far as taking care of yourself. So don't skip the nutrients, right? It comes down to what you're sticking into your body, right? Do you eat a balanced meal? Do you eat a balanced diet? Getting older can lead you to become more prone to, health issues. To ailments, and the way you eat during your younger years can play a role in how quickly you develop those health problems and the habits that you develop. Your food intake doesn't just affect your future self, but also right now, right? How you feel right now. So a poor diet can make you feel tired or bloated. I know sometimes if you eat what they call junk food, right? You kind of feel it, right? It feels heavy. It just feels different than when you eat a piece of fruit or something, So just be conscious of what you're putting in your body and understand that it does have an impact on how you feel.
Yeah, it's very, very true. All right, so that was number 3.
And make sure it's all meat, by the way.
Yeah, make sure it's all meat.
Or David's going to scold you.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
Gotta be carnivore.
So number 3, take care of your nutrients. Number 4 is do kind things for people. Now, this is actually something that most people don't think about, right? Most people want people to do kind things for them. But everybody enjoys the feeling, of getting complimented and receiving a gift, right? Well, it's funny because actually studies show that when you're the person giving the compliment, when you're the person giving the gift, it's sometimes when there's not even an incentive to do it, you're just do something nice. You've seen this probably with Mr. Beast, right, on YouTube. He does that kind of stuff all the time just for no reason. But their studies have shown that you'll have a shift in your mood. You'll feel a sense of contentment, in knowing that you made somebody else happy, you made somebody else feel good. Even if the other person is a stranger, you just pass on the street. You're like, wow, man, I really like a guy wouldn't say this, but, maybe a girl to a girl. Well, I guess a guy could, but, like, I really like your purse. I really like your outfit, whatever. Right. I typically don't tell Jay I like his outfit, but, telling your loved ones that you love them, right. For eat tacos, pets, dogs. That's a good one. That is a good one. But it's going out of your way to make somebody feel good, just telling your spouse for no reason that, what, I'm really lucky to be married to you. Or, telling your children, wow, I'm so glad that you're my child. Or telling your coworker, man, you really stepped it up in that meeting today. That was awesome. Don't say it like they don't step up usually, but you get my point, right? Say something nice to people, and you'll see that you start to feel happy and more content, and you'll just, that amazing feeling is a beautiful thing.
I know I tell my wife all the time she's really lucky to be married to me. That's saying something nice to her, right?
No, I don't think that's what it was.
That's not the intention there. All right, number 5 is to forgive, right? Forgive yourself, forgive others. One of my favorite sayings about forgiveness is that like holding a grudge is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die, right? It just doesn't happen. It's like beating yourself up from the inside out. It's just crazy. And I always think of this one person. Obviously, I don't have to tell you who it is, but I always think of this one person in my head when I think about forgiveness because it ate at me for so long. Like, it's just like cancer, right? It just eats you up from the inside out. And I forgave that person finally. But it was for me. Like, I didn't call him up and go, hey, I forgive you, right? But I just cut it loose. I just finally let it go, right? And that's for you. It's for your own health. So you have to be forgiven yourself, right? For your mistakes. You want to be. If you've made mistakes, you want to be forgiven, and you have to do that for other people too. You have to let go of the past, and it's just as simple as that. Any hurt, betrayal, the agony of those things in your life can leave long-lasting effects on you if you don't deal with them. And the best way to deal with it is just to let it go, right? And the only way you can do that is to forgive. There's been all kinds of psychological reviews on that as well, where harboring unforgiveness can breed negative thoughts, right? And we've talked about that in the past, where it's just like dominoes, right? You can greatly impact your daily mood, and letting go of those thoughts isn't always easy, but it is possible, right? And it's sometimes it's just something simple like reframing things, right? It's instead of focusing on what happened, like, man, I was stuck in traffic today, right? If you reframe it positively somehow, that minor setback helped you grow, right? And even Michael talked about it before. The Hicks, I'm trying to think, Abraham Hicks, that lady was talking about how like even negative things, they help you figure out what you do want, right? by showing you what you don't want, right? You don't like this. That's literally showing you what you do like, right? It's just a matter of framing it that way. So sometimes it's just a small mental shift to get you thinking about things in a different way. So just reframe things. Surround yourself with the support of people, and allow negative emotions to flow through you so that you can help you onto the path of self-forgiveness and forgiveness of other people.
Yeah. So allowing them to flow through and out instead of holding them in, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. So that was number 5. And then number 6, to wrap this up, guys, and this is one that I have to admit I don't do enough of. I know Jay is really good about this, is practice deep breathing exercises.
When you trade with David every day, you have to be so good at this. And forgiveness. And reframing. No, I'm just kidding.
All of the above applies. But my younger brother is really actually good at this. He really took this seriously and does it, and it really helps him because he has a tendency to get anxious and stressed. And so he practices these deep breathing exercises, and it really just helps you kind of calm down and recenter. And I know Jay does those by the lake, and it's something that I would recommend trying, and I'm going to try to do more of it myself. But there are times in the day where you feel just like this ball in your chest, right? It's just pent up energy, emotion, stress, anxiety, and because life can be hectic. We all know life can be hectic. So in the middle of these stressful moments, you can always take a breather, take a minute, right? Step into the bathroom, whatever you need to do to get out of the thick of things, and just a quick breathing exercise. It doesn't have to take you 30 minutes, right? It could be a quick, like 8 seconds in, hold it for 8 seconds, 8 seconds out, something like that. And there's a lot of techniques you can look up on YouTube. I'm not going to get into that today, but it just helps bring down that anxiety level and help you think clearly about what you need to do next. So I highly recommend if you are someone that struggles with having that pent up anxiety at times, deep breathing exercises might be a way to overcome that. All right. So those are the 6 things, 6 habits, I should say, that we feel will help you just become a better person, more centered, more in control, and just all around productive and positive. And there's no harm in being more positive. All right. So hope you get value out of this. We appreciate everybody very much. I see a lot of great comments.
We're grateful for you.
We are very grateful for you. Absolutely. Everybody's showing up each week. And, we get a lot of value out of doing these and preparing for these because, there's things that we obviously you can never hear these things enough. And so they say you want to really learn something, you teach it. And so this is kind of how we are bettering ourselves through this. And hopefully you're getting a lot of insight and value out of it as well. All right. So we'll see everybody back next week, 4 p.m. Eastern. And otherwise, hope everybody has a great rest of your week. God bless. And we'll see you soon. Bye.
Take care.